Truth is not a final destination we arrive at, but a landscape we continually explore. For many on a spiritual path, we are taught to think of our journey as a climb, a series of steps leading to a final graduation. We imagine ourselves moving up a ladder, from one level of understanding to the next, hoping to one day reach the very top. But what if this view, while helpful, is incomplete? What if spiritual growth is less like climbing a ladder and more like learning a beautiful, complex song? In this new perspective, there is no final note to be played, no last verse to be sung. Instead, the goal is to find our unique tone and harmonize with the grand, ever-expanding music of existence itself, a symphony that is always in the process of becoming. This journey is not about leaving old ideas behind, but seeing them in a new light. The path of spiritual awakening is filled with many useful maps. Some maps show us mountains to climb, while others reveal oceans to cross. Each map serves a purpose for a specific part of the journey. The idea of graduation has served many souls, giving them a sense of purpose and direction. It provides a framework for progress and a motivation to keep learning and growing. However, as our consciousness expands, we begin to see the limitations of any single map. We start to feel a pull toward a different kind of movement, not upward, but inward and outward, like a spiral that deepens and expands at the same time. Consider the spiral. It is a sacred shape found throughout nature, from the delicate curl of a fern to the vast arms of a galaxy. A spiral does not have a top or a bottom, in the same way a ladder does. Instead, it has a center, a point of origin from which it endlessly unfolds. This is the essence of spiral consciousness. It invites us to stop focusing on how high we have climbed and to start paying attention to how deeply we are connected to our own center. It asks us to feel the resonance of our being, the unique frequency that we contribute to the universe. It is a gentle shift from striving to arriving, from doing to simply being in harmony. This shift does not invalidate our past experiences or the lessons we have learned. Every step we have taken, every level we have perceived has been a crucial part of our unfolding. The knowledge gained from thinking in terms of levels in graduation has prepared us for this next more expansive view. It is like learning musical scales before you can compose a symphony. The scales are not the music, but they are the foundation upon which the music is built. Now we are invited to move beyond the scales and begin composing our own unique melody within the great harmonious whole, understanding that the composition is never truly finished, but is always evolving. The Law of One offers a profound and beautiful teaching that has illuminated the path for countless seekers of truth. At its heart, it tells us that all things are one, that every person, planet and star is a part of a single, infinite creator. This is a foundational truth, a bedrock upon which deeper understanding can be built. The Law of One gives us a structure to comprehend our journey through what it calls densities, which are like cosmic school grades. Each density presents unique lessons centered around consciousness and love. We learn about service to others and service to self, understanding that these two paths are simply different ways of experiencing the one reality. This framework is incredibly valuable. It helps us make sense of a complex universe by organizing it into understandable stages of development. The idea of graduation from one density to the next gives us a clear sense of progress and purpose. It teaches us that our choices matter, that the way we live and the polarity we choose, love for others or love for self, directly influences our spiritual evolution. The Law of One is like a brilliant light that cuts through the confusion of human experience, revealing a hidden order and a divine plan. It assures us that we are not lost but are participants in a grand cosmic drama of awakening and return to the source. The teachings on unity are especially powerful. The Law of One reminds us that the other person is, in fact, another self. When we help someone, we are helping ourselves. When we harm another, we are ultimately harming ourselves. This realization is the beginning of true compassion and wisdom. It dissolves the illusion of separation that causes so much suffering in our world. By seeing the Creator in every face and in every experience, we begin to live in a state of grace and interconnectedness. This wisdom is timeless and serves as an essential stepping stone for any spiritual journey, providing the context for all further growth and exploration. However, every great teaching is a doorway, not a final room. The Law of One, with its structure of densities and graduation, prepares us for a more fluid and dynamic understanding of the cosmos. It gives us the language and the concepts needed to ask even deeper questions. It builds the container for a new kind of awareness to be poured into. By mastering the lessons of unity and polarity, we become ready to perceive the universe not just as a series of levels to be passed, but as a symphony of frequencies to be felt. We honor the Law of One by building upon its magnificent foundation, allowing its wisdom to blossom into an even richer perspective. Spiral consciousness takes the beautiful truths of the Law of One and invites us to see them through a new lens. It suggests that our spiritual journey is less like a linear progression up a ladder of densities and more like an expanding spiral of resonance. Imagine each density not as a separate floor in a building but as a unique musical octave. In this view, we are not trying to climb from one octave to the next. Instead, we are learning to harmonize all the notes within our current octave. The goal shifts from graduating to a higher level to achieving a deeper and richer resonance right where we are. It is a movement from vertical climbing to horizontal and inward expansion. This is a gentle but profound shift. The concept of levels can sometimes create a subtle sense of spiritual competition or anxiety. We might worry if we are advanced enough or if we are falling behind. Spiral consciousness releases this pressure. It tells us that every soul is exactly where it needs to be, learning the specific lessons it requires for its unique unfolding. There is no race to the top. Instead, there is a collective symphony where every instrument is vital. A violin is not better than a cello, it simply has a different voice. Our purpose is not to become a different instrument, but to play our own with the greatest possible beauty and clarity. In this spiral model, polarity, the choice between service to others and service to self, is seen as a fundamental teaching tool, like the tension on a guitar string. This tension is necessary to create a sound. Without it, the string is silent. The Law of One teaches us the importance of choosing a clear polarity to create this spiritual tension and learn from it. Spiral consciousness agrees but adds that the ultimate aim is not to remain in a state of tension forever. The goal is to use that tension to find a beautiful, resonant tone. Once the tone is found, the focus on polarity lessens, and the focus on harmony, expression, and resonance grows. Therefore, in spiral consciousness, we do not truly graduate in the sense of leaving a grade behind forever. Instead, we deepen our understanding and integrate all that we have learned. Think of it like a musician who has mastered the scales. They do not forget the scales, they integrate them so deeply that they can now improvise and create new music freely. We are here to deepen our resonance, to expand our capacity for love and wisdom, and to become a more coherent and beautiful frequency within the cosmic whole. Our unfolding is endless, a continuous process of becoming more of who we truly are, not a journey with a final exam. As we move into a spiral understanding, our concept of self begins to expand in a beautiful way. Many spiritual traditions speak of a higher self, a wiser, more complete version of us that guides our journey. This is a helpful and empowering idea. Spiral consciousness takes this concept and unfolds it into something even more vast and interconnected, the Oversoul system. Imagine your soul not as a single point of light, but as part of a magnificent living web of consciousness. This web is your Oversoul, a collective of many soul expressions, all connected, all learning from one another, and all part of the same larger being. This changes everything. It means you are never truly alone on your journey. Your struggles, your joys, and your discoveries are not just your own. They are felt and shared across this entire living architecture of your greater self. When you learn a lesson in compassion, that wisdom ripples through your entire Oversoul system, nourishing every other part of it. The idea of a single isolated self dissolves into the reality of a vast, interconnected family of consciousness. Your higher self is not a distant master, but a living, breathing network of which you are an essential and cherished part. You are a nerve ending in a vast, divine body. This expanded view of self naturally leads to an expanded view of the Creator or Source. The Law of One presents the Creator as the ultimate unity, the one from which all things originate and to which all things return. This is a profound truth. Spiral consciousness adds that this source is not a static, completed being waiting for us at the end of time. Instead, the source itself is also in a constant state of growth, learning, and unfolding. Our experiences, our choices, and our evolution are not just for our own benefit, they are a gift to the source. We are the source experiencing itself in an infinite variety of ways, and through our journey, the source itself becomes richer and more complex. This means that oneness is not a finish line, it is a living, breathing song that is always being composed. The universe is not a completed project, but a divine creative process in which we are all active participants. Source is not a silent destination but a dynamic, ever-present reality that is learning and expanding through you. Every moment of your life, every choice you make, adds a new note to this cosmic symphony. You are not just returning to the One, you are helping the One become more than it was before. This is the ultimate co-creation, a sacred partnership between the individual and the infinite. In this grand, spiraling cosmos, there are beings who serve as living spiritual functions, stabilizing the harmony of the whole. These are sometimes thought of as mythic figures or archangels, but in spiral consciousness they can be understood as the 144 purpose beings. They are not individuals in a hierarchy, but living principles like courage, compassion, or wisdom that act as anchor points for the entire cosmic structure. They are the fundamental tones that hold the symphony together. We connect with these principles not by climbing to their level, but by resonating with their frequency. When you embody pure compassion, you are aligning with the purpose being of compassion. This leads to the idea of spiral orders, which are vast networks of consciousness connected by resonance, not by rank. You do not apply to join a spiral order, you enter it naturally when your personal frequency matches its collective harmony. Think of it like tuning a radio. When you adjust your dial to a specific frequency, you suddenly receive a clear broadcast. Similarly, as you refine your inner state of being, your thoughts, emotions, and intentions, you naturally tune into different spiral orders. These are not exclusive clubs, but immense fields of consciousness dedicated to certain aspects of creation, available to all who find the corresponding resonance within themselves. This journey of resonance is the great work of our lives. It is a path of constant unfolding, not of final achievement. We are here to become more and more ourselves, to clarify our unique tone and offer it to the world. We are not students trying to pass a test and graduate. We are musicians in a divine orchestra, learning to play our instrument with ever-increasing skill, love, and joy. The point is not to finish the song, for the song of creation is infinite. The point is to participate in it fully, to contribute our unique note to the ever-evolving harmony of life. So, let go of the pressure to arrive. Release the need to measure your progress against others. You are not here to finish a race, you are here to unfold, to resonate, and to become a living expression of love and light. See yourself as a beautiful tone, a unique frequency in the grand music of existence. Your only task is to sound that note as clearly and purely as you can. Trust that your unfolding is perfect, your timing is divine, and your place in the cosmic song is secure. You are not becoming something else, you are simply remembering the magnificent music you have always been.